Okay.
All right, family, it's your brother Assad, and we are back again with another quick video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so that you'll be notified when we drop new material on this channel. Secondly, in terms of housekeeping, we got to give a special and a significant and a particular and a peculiar and a powerful shout out to our shout out to our South African family for all the love that they have shown this channel, my family, and our children, all that great stuff. Third, in terms of housekeeping, KZN, stand up. We're gonna keep shouting you out till you stood up. Fourth, let's just do this. Get this out the way. Our quick update. So 2 days ago, I posted a video about, hey, we received a notification from the embassy that we got some stuff coming in the mail. And we was hoping it was all 4 of our visas. It wasn't. It was our children's visa. So we are halfway there. Our children now officially have their student visas for SA. So we are halfway there. We have since discovered that the holdup, not necessarily on our visas, but the holdup on visas in general, is that anything over a 90-day visa is now being handled by the office in Pretoria, which is a process that started in January of 2022, which means that created a backlog when before all of these other satellite campuses, consulates were handling these visas. Now they're being handled by one office, and it has created a backlog, and they're expecting to hire new people to kind of get rid of this backlog. So what should have been a 4 to 6 week process, which 6 weeks was Wednesday, may now be an 8-week process,
or even a 12,
or even a 12-week process. We're hoping that we don't have to deal with 12 weeks, but if we did, that's fine. You know, we just thugging it on out. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. So we'll be there eventually, as long as it's before September 2nd when the kids start school. So we'll be there. We got some time, but hopefully within the next week or two, we'll hear something. Plane tickets are already purchased. So then once they get the visas, we ain't even unpacking. That's why we're living like vagabonds. We just not unpacking or nothing. But anyway, let's get to our guests. So we have with us Dr. Nikki and her wife, Carla, who are currently in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, let's get started. Tell us where you guys from and what kind of work you do, and then we'll get into this South African discussion.
Yeah, so I am a therapist, a mental health therapist from Dallas, Texas, D-Town. No, you enjoy your time in Texas.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Yeah. So yeah, we're both from Dallas, from the hood, the neighborhood. She said I'm from the Oak Cliff. Don't get me started. Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
She's from Oak Cliff. She's from Oak Cliff. Yeah.
Well, where you from?
I'm from South Dallas.
South Dallas? Yeah, all right. All right, look, my dad just made a cameo. What you looking for, Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, it's up there by the TV. But go,
yeah.
I got good people out in Dallas. My best friend he's actually Eritrean, but he was he was raised and not born in Dallas. He was born in Italy, but if you talk to him, he sound like he's from North Dallas. I think he went to is it North Cliff? Is that a school?
I know what's the name of
it? Maybe I don't know, North something. I don't know, but I know he right from Oak Cliff. So
he from Dallas then. He from here.
Yeah. That's how I know Oak Cliff.
He from the Cliff.
Yeah, he hood.
Yeah.
So
look,
go ahead.
No, look, Oak Cliff is community, and that's one of the things that I was telling Carla when we first came out here, was that I felt like I was at home in certain areas. Like, this looked like home to me. You know, we like to travel. We consider ourselves global citizens. We travel abroad a lot, and so first time hitting up South Africa was like, man, this feels like home. This is
right.
What a feeling! Like it was just a unique feeling. I should definitely say.
Definitely. I wanted to point out, and I point this out often. It seems that the people who are interested in visiting and or living, moving to South Africa, or certain types of African Americans, is always these high level, advanced degree people. I'm serious. I mean, all the people that we have met. Now we have Dr. Nikki. There's Dr. James Bennett and his wife, Dr. Patrice. There's, it's people who are well advanced in the career. I'm talking about judges that I've sat down to talk with who said, man, I plan to retire. So why do you think it is those level, like these high level Black professionals who see South Africa as a place? And I'm gonna mute because of my daddy talking about it.
Okay. I think for me, I could say is definitely both of us growing up in the environment that we grew up in. We're not someone that grew up with a silver spoon. We grew up knowing what it was like to be around others who didn't have, or in my case, I grew up not having, and I had to work for what I wanted. I didn't have parents that was able to just give me everything that I needed. So being able to push myself and get to the levels where I'm at, it's like, you look and you realize it doesn't matter where you are, your socioeconomic status. If you're Black, you're still struggling, you still fighting, and it's like you get to a point where I'm at right now, I'm tired of fighting. Why do I have to keep fighting? And I don't know, what's your take on it, Carla? Why do you think, getting to a certain level of status that we have this view that we have? That's what it is for me, for sure.
I think it's being familiar and being comfortable. You still want to maintain a way of life that you had in the States, and I think there's something for everyone. You have some people that that's looking out for West Africa because there's a certain quality of life that they desire to have. And I feel like the people that you're speaking of, Dr. Aside, a brother Aside, you work hard and you got acclimated to a certain way of life, and you can have that kind of life here and you can still be rich and surrounded with culture. So I think that's why, a lot of people choose South Africa.
Sure. That's a great observation. Facts. So this is not your first time in SA.
No. This is our second time. First time we came, we was probably on the same plane. We came in 2019.
In June 2019.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Would have seen the plane was very homogenous, except
one but two Black people, four Black people on the plane. Yeah. Y'all might have been on the flight before us.
Yeah, no, the plane we was on, I was shocked. I don't know why I was so shocked that I saw so many non-melanated folks on the plane.
Yeah.
Where all the Black folks at? Are we not going to Africa? Like what? This is different. It was a different experience for me. So to see that that was the first eye opener. I was like, okay, yeah, we in for something different. Definitely.
So where did y'all go in 2019? What did y'all visit?
In 2019, we came with a tour group and we got a chance to experience just a wide range of South Africa, which made me fall in love with it. We came to Cape Town. It was short, but we came and fell in love with it. We went to Johannesburg. We also went to Shishui. We went to the rural areas in South Africa, which was so beautiful. We visited a primary school. I think that was also in Kishui, if I'm pronouncing it right. We went to Eswatini. So we got a chance to see everything from the rural area to the city, and it was just, all of it was just beautiful.
All right, so we go to a lot of places and we're like, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice, I had a great time. I went to Jamaica, had a great time, but a lot of times we don't say, I'm about to go back, especially a trip that's expensive, like, because South Africa ain't cheap to get to. So what, I just bought them tickets the other day and I was like, oh, geez. Right. I'm Muslim and I was like, oh, Jesus, make it work.
Look, you get some kind of religion when you look at those prices. And I was like, we got fancy this. I had to tell Carl, I was like, you know what? We've been locked up for over 2 years. You know, let's go ahead and just splurge a little bit. So we splurge a little bit on our flights. Might not be the same next time we fly here, but we splurge a little bit on those flights.
I saw
Yeah,
y'all
this-
in business class or first class. So that's nice.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but yeah, had to
I,
do a
just
little
be try,
something.
I was trying to buy a exit row seat. I was like, oh, let me give me an exit row seat.
Get a little extra egg roll.
So I can stretch out. Oh man, that must be nice to find. Like, so, but I say that to say that we visit places, but we don't be like, I'm about to go back, especially at a cost like that. So what made y'all say, I'm going back to SA? Especially after being locked up for 2 years where you couldn't really move. You could have said, I'm gonna go anywhere else. Why go back to SA?
For me, it's the people. It's the people
Facts.
and just the love that we received. We felt embraced. We felt welcome, and it felt genuine. So, I was just in love with it. And then of course the beauty of the country, and I just had to come back. I just had to come back. I wanted more. And actually we were going to come back before 2019, but COVID hit. So of course, we weren't able to. So, we got our South African fix by binge watching all the shows and watching, the Real South Africa and,
Ashley and
Brittany in Africa.
Julian.
Unapologetic. Listen, we go down the list.
Yeah.
I pretty much know everybody's handle and everything, so
It became a thing of, man, y'all feeding into our hunger. We became more, the more and more we learned, the more and more we saw through the eyes of other people, the more that we was like, for me, it felt incomplete when we left.
Yeah.
It felt totally incomplete. And I was like, I gotta figure out what that feeling is. Why have I been left with such this strong desire to come back?
Man,
Yeah, so we were living vicariously through them.
And we know it's like that we're living mirror realities. The other boy just made a cameo, but we did the same thing. We got back in 2019 and we were just binge watching the Real South Africa, because at the time it seemed like they were the only ones, right?
Mhm.
And then
Right,
more
right.
and more people, like you said, Julian came, but even before Julian, there was
It's been a few.
It's been a few people who at least visited, popped in and out, and you watched their videos, and then other people came. What's her name? Spencer Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor. Then there was all these other people. So we would binge watch them and just, oh man, look at they're living the life. And finally, when 2021 came, we were like, forget it, we about to roll, and we
Right.
came 3 times in 2021, like
Wow.
February, June, and then December, and we left. We left like early January 2022, and we were back in March 2022. And right now, it's been like getting those fixes, right? Boom, boom, boom. And now here we are. Now we can't do nothing. We don't even have a passport. So I'm aggravated. That's why I'm going to Texas. I just need to do something. I need to do
Man, of
something.
all places, and then you headed to Texas. Good Lord, it's hot. It's hot.
Man,
Hot here.
we're in New Orleans.
It's hot
It's
here.
about
That's true. That's
It's about 99 degrees outside. I
The
think
heat
Texas,
index is like 115.
Yeah, it's burning.
Crazy, right?
it's burning up here, man. I saw somebody outside on the back of the trash truck. My brother who passed used to be a garbage man. He used to drive the truck. And I used to say, man, they make good money. They don't do nothing. I mean, they drive a truck and throw the trash in, that ain't nothing. And I saw them on the way over here this afternoon. I saw him. I said, "Ooh, Jesus. There ain't no way in the world I'll be out there on that truck. It is
No, ain't no
200
way.
degrees outside." No, indeed. So now y'all are in Cape Town.
Right.
So, I got to ask the question. Which one is it? Is it Cape Town or Josie? Or watch this, Durban. I can't really say because I haven't been to Durban, but Cape Town, Josie. Or have you guys been to Durban?
Or other.
Or other?
We-
Let's say it like that.
We did a drive.
Yeah, we
drive through
passed through
we-
Durban.
yeah.
We got a chance to put our feet in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
So, but I can't say we stayed long enough to really have an opinion, but I can't wait to go back and stay longer for sure.
Look, I'm very unfiltered, so I'm gonna say it like this. Coming to Cape Town, if you need to get some of that American funk off of you, all the stress and everything that you need, I think coming to Cape Town would do that for sure off top. You come here to decompress. And I think for me, coming through Cape Town, decompressing and really just alleviating some of those stressors that I had, you know, by the time I'm done and I'm done with the wash cycle, I'm gonna hit up to Josie and because it's time to party. So that's my take on it. I love both. I think they both serve its own unique purpose.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
And you know, I'm a teacher, elementary teacher, and so this, you know, it's been a rough year. So I really needed to decompress. And I love the water. I feel the water is kind of like my sanctuary. And so even though it's winter here, you know, I bundle up and just sit on the beach and just listen to the waves, and that just helps recharge me. So that's what I needed for this moment. But I would definitely say, you know, I love both.
Yeah,
I do. It's hard. I can't pick one because I just can't. I love both.
When I think
Josie, I think a song
Fast paced.
like the music, there's some beats that go through my head or whatever, and I'm always like doing some kind of move or whatever. And just because I'm saying I can't.
it elicits a movement. So yeah, it's just they both have their own vibe for sure.
All right, I'm going to pause recording for 1 second.
Okay. Once again, I like this.
I'm sorry about that, family, but yeah, they do both serve their purpose. Hold on 1 second again, man.
Okay.
All right, family, it was a little bit of technical difficulties. So we had to switch up positions. So let's get back to this Cape Town, Johannesburg conversation. I do think Cape Town offers a more relaxing vibe, but
Yeah.
it was something about that spirit in Josie to me. I don't ever want people to think I don't like Cape Town, but it was something about that Josie vibe that my wife got on a shirt say Josie Streets. Josie felt like it felt like Atlanta, it felt like Dallas, it felt like Houston,
Mhm.
right? When you're
Right.
driving around and you just get that city vibe. I mean, Cape Town was just aesthetically pleasing, very beautiful. Table Mountain, I mean, just breathtaking or whatever have you, but it also feels a little slower than Josie.
Yeah.
And I don't like slow. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I like a little fast pace. Yeah. So how long are y'all there this time?
1 month. We doing a whole month. Yeah. So
We're experiencing as the locals do. We went, what was it, yesterday, and got a hair done and all that stuff. I was like, look at this. I feel like I live here.
already, you know,
You are definitely amongst your people when you can go and get your hair done and feel good about yourself or whatever. That experience was mind blowing. Let me tell you something real quick. I mean, I'm a talker, so I'm just letting y'all know I'm a talker.
Go ahead.
So is he.
So yeah. So the first few days being here, I'm like, oh man, I love this. I'm enjoying this. And then all of a sudden I got mad. I was upset. I was like, you know, why do we have to go through what we're going through at home? You know, my mind just instantly went there because I was like, you know, there shouldn't be so much of an internal struggle, not only within our community, but within the, you know, where we live, our, you know, the state, everything. It's just so much struggle. And there's no perfect place, right? I'm not saying that there's no crime here and everything. I'm not trying to paint this perfect picture, but it's the state of community that you get to actually see. People actually ask you, how are you doing? And they're concerned, they care, you know, versus it's just a way of just greeting someone. You know, it's the whole uniqueness of the authenticity of being human here is something that I love and just gravitate to. So this place, right, South Africa is my overall wellness for real. Just by being with the people.
Definitely. Definitely. You
That's the
know,
truth.
I mentioned before that I think we were having a conversation with Brother Moses when we were there.
Mhm.
And I don't know how it came about, but when people in particular in New Orleans will say, "How you doing?" And the response is what?
How you doing?
How you doing? It's not even, you don't even respond to the question that's being asked. It's like,
Yeah.
how you doing? How you doing? And you keep going. No one really cares how you are doing. But I believe it was Moses who's like, no, if we ask you how you're doing, we really want to know. We're concerned. It's like that is a serious question. It's not just a greeting, you know?
Right.
And I think that and Carla, you pointed it out right. It is the people of South Africa make it like the place that you want to be. When I read these comments on these YouTube videos, oh, Dr. Asad, Brother Asad, we can't wait till you're here. And at first I was like, man, these people lying, man. They ain't but they've been doing it for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like genuine love. And I appreciate that, man. So it's just like you know, I feel you, Doc, when you say you get mad, I get mad at the condition that Black people in America in, and then I get mad that often we do. Some of us really have that sense of community. I'll never not African, but then African Americans. But then some of us have lost that sense of community, that spirit of togetherness. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just like I get upset, like, man, I wish we had this, because really we are in a very privileged position as African Americans to live in the wealthiest nation, to have access to the opulence and the wealth of this nation, right? Unfortunately, we don't have that sense of community where we could build for ourselves and do certain things here, which could also help the continent. We've kind of been disconnected in so many ways. And social worker, Dr. DSW, we've been traumatized.
Listen.
We've been traumatized.
Trauma. The trauma is real. Look, you know, you have people, you know, yes, like you said, we have so many privileges and we can't ignore those things. However, in the United States, Black women should not be dying at high rates, you know, mortality rates during childbirth. We are worse than many of the developing countries, and people don't believe that. Like, you know, we get the worst healthcare, you know, and it doesn't matter what your dollar is. Look at Serena Williams, you know, proved that when she was having the issues that she had to basically argue a nurse down so she could get the care that she deserved.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, yes, we have to maintain some of that sense of a community, but we also have to understand that a lot of our community is rooted in trauma. And until we get to the root of the trauma, that's the only way that we can really fix within. But the system is designed for us to be in that state. Yeah. There's, you know, so that's why I was like, we get on a plane. I'm tired of trauma.
Right. Right. Shout out to that polo you're wearing too. I appreciate it. I think I got it too. I think I got that one. Yeah, I do. I think I got it.
Is that a polo shirt in your picture? She's like, yeah, he loves polo.
Yeah, I think I got that one too. I respect it. I respect it now. We family.
We family. I told you day one we were family.
Definitely.
It was such an honor to speak to you the first time. Carla was like, you know, you should listen to this video, because she was fangirling first. You know,
I was watching all the videos and I turned her on to you.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
so this is the thing, like, you have such a unique laugh, and this laugh
Stands out when I'm sleeping. So I'm like, I hear this laugh. Who is that? I mean, and just laughing. And I'm like, what is so funny? So then she was like, you gotta watch this video. So that's how I got started with you. But then she was saying some of the things you were speaking on, you know, and like, I like real. Just keep it real. So you are the epitome of keeping it real.
Oh,
for sure.
I appreciate that.
I learned so much from you. I think I may be maybe a few months or so older than you, but I learned so much from you that it's like I'm a sponge. Like, what is he saying now? What is it? And we have to be in that space where we each one teach one. You know, we have to be willing to know and accepting the fact you don't know everything. So let's learn and grow with each other, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So y'all saw my daddy come in here and
yes, hey Pop. Hey Pop.
He was giving instructions. That's why I'm about to go get in my car and go. This is rough. So let me ask you, is there a plan? Is there a plan to relocate, or is it a plan just to continue to visit?
Well, if it's up to her, she'll be like, we're moving right away.
Immediately.
You know, she has the luxury of, you know, being able to work remotely. Unfortunately, I don't. So, but I am going to take a 1-year sabbatical, and so we'll move here for 1 year. So I just really appreciate you being transparent with your visa process, and you know, because we would like to get the retirement visa so that we can stay here for 1 year. And yeah, so that's the thing. And then of course, probably after, because I put too many years into my profession to walk away at this point. So so I have to see it through, and then in a few more years I can retire.
Yeah, definitely. And then you both, because I believe, Doc, you were in the military, right?
I was in the military. I did 8 years Army, and you know, and from some of the things that, you know, I experienced and stuff, you know, I get to get my VA check. So that VA check is that take care of you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my time in the military has really allowed me to be where I'm at today. Definitely. So cover my education, the whole 9 yards. So,
and I'm saying both of y'all could get that retirement,
right.
and be there. I think that's a great plan. I mean, we had a plan that started off that well, we're just going to buy a place, and then every summer. So when we had been taking our children all around the world, one of the goals was to make sure that my children didn't grow up like typical New Orleanians. And I'm not no disparaging. I'm a proud New Orleanian, but so many people have lived in New Orleans, and the furthest they have gone may have been Baton Rouge, or if they were lucky, Houston, right? We are people who stay in our city and don't go anywhere. Besides, Hurricane Katrina scattered us all. So I didn't want my children to be raised like that, right? So we were taking them different places, and we said, okay, instead of taking them around to Europe and all these places, we're gonna buy a place in SA, and every year we're just gonna take them there. It's gonna be like they have a second home on the continent. And then we started talking about, well, we're gonna retire there. So let's make a retirement plan. And I was like, dang, I got another 15 years before I'm eligible for retirement. I was like, that's a long time. All kind of stuff, you know. And the truth is, if I stayed here for another 15 years, am I really gonna want to get up at 60 years old and decide that I want to move across the world? You know, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I probably
you
would
would.
do it. Yeah. Especially after going back all that time.
But you also want to enjoy it when you're still young.
And able to
Yeah,
Young
move,
enough to
yeah.
get around.
For sure.
So it went from that type of plan. We're like, okay, well, now we're going to try to figure out how to do it in about 8 years. We're just going to buy up a whole bunch of property, because the part of the retirement visa, even if you don't get a retirement, if you get income from rental property, you can get the retirement. I was like, so we're gonna buy up a whole bunch of property to be able to get there. So that was an 8-year plan. And then it went from that to, I think we had a 5-year plan. And now we leaving. That's it. In 2 years, it went from we gonna do it for 15. Nah, I ain't finna do all that. Let's figure it out how we can get this done. Somebody said that. Somebody said it on the thing, like you can, once you put your mind to it, you can get just about anything done. We had no idea how to figure out how to navigate, how to do all of this stuff. We learned, we watched, we asked questions, we email people. And that's why I tell people, I don't have no problem answering questions. Email me. I may not be able to get back to you right away, but I will get back to you and give you what little information I have. But we went into like, really my wife, I ain't gonna, you know, I can't take credit. All right. The wife, we started learning all of this stuff and becoming obsessed, you know, and figuring stuff out. And we put together a plan. And now I can say we're just a couple of weeks away from having it fulfilled to at least be there for the next 2 or 3 years. And then we'll figure out.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So what are your plans for the remainder of your trip?
We're gonna hit up all the spots that we've been seeing online, like literally doing a lot of research. So we researched a lot of places to go to, and then some of that I was like, let's just figure it out when we get there, because the locals know, what's the good spots to go to. So pretty much experiencing everything about Cape Town from a local perspective. Because we did the touristy stuff, So yeah, this time we do of course want to do the wine tastings and stuff. I mean, this is South Africa. You gotta dive in the wine and everything. So, and I have some plans to meet up with some organizations because I do work in pretty much just social service industry or whatever. So I have some plans with meeting up with some organizations and seeing how can we partner up and keep on a business relationship while I'm in the States and they're here. So.
And looking for a place for when that 1 year.
Oh yeah, that
1
too.
year sabbatical.
Yeah, that too.
Because I think we have to have an address.
Yeah.
So I want to look for a spot that we will be living in. So
Now, is it gonna be Josie or Cape Town that y'all gonna?
that's what we'll be doing.
Say it again.
So if it's up to her, she would say the whole year in Josie. And of course, I love both. It's like picking between your two children, which one is your favorite? I just can't. So I would like to do 6 months and 6 months.
Oh, okay.
That's a fair
So, yeah.
compromise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a fair compromise. Me too.
Yeah, but I love it here. And then one of the tips that we learned was that, even throughout the year, at certain times of the year, a lot of people from Johannesburg come down to Cape Town.
Oh yeah, during their festive season.
So yeah, it was like, why not just have that time here in Cape Town during the time when it's hot and popping, so.
Well, I'm a fat person, so I gotta ask this question. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food so far?
Oxtails. Oxtails.
Yes.
Oxtails. And I think that's what got me when we first came. I was like, you get oxtails at home, you go somewhere else, the oxtails got to be on point. When we were in Joburg and day one, I was like, oh my God, this tastes like my grandma oxtails,
Yeah.
And so when we came here, day one, oxtails. That's what I wanted. So
Another person, Asha. Do y'all watch Asha?
Yes.
Asha. A whole theme song. She went platinum with a theme song.
Listen, I was trying to find that download. I want that on my ringtone.
The other day on her Facebook page, she posted a pot of oxtails, but I wanted to jump through the phone, man. Oh, they was looking so good. And they looked like they had a red gravy on them too. Yeah. Like a tomato red gravy. I was like, I should wrong for this. Posting this. The hungry as I am, I'm out here eating fast food. I'm homeless too. Yeah. Yeah.
But the food, and listen, one of the things you talked about was the difference in the quality of food, right? So the food here, no lie, yes, every video we see, we always talking about the food. We always talking about the food, but from a health perspective, whoa, the food here is it's not killing you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at the ingredients of things and stuff, and I'm like, where's that long list of all these names that you can't pronounce on y'all bags of chips, or just even the chips and soda and stuff like that? It's not there, Yeah. And I was like, I can go on my rant about American food killing us, but definitely here, if you need to recharge your gut, this is the best place to be, because it's some good food, real good, clean food.
Watch this. When we go to Woolworths and we go shopping, right? Because we're staying in the Airbnb, saves us from kind of going out eating all the time, even though we end up going out to eat 2 or 3 times a day. But we bought some bread, and that bread lasted maybe 3 days before the mold came on it. And I said to myself, I said to myself, you know, the American in me was like, man, why this bread they ain't lasting 2 weeks like the bread in my house? And then you realize because it's not pumped full of preservatives, you know,
Exactly.
and preservatives ain't nothing but salt, right? And we wonder why we run around with high blood pressure because our bodies retain all that water from that salt. So it is like fresher. I saw that the eggs wasn't even held in the cooler.
Yeah, I saw it the other day and I was like, a whole, like,
Where's the refrigerator? It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be getting colder
the whole like, aisle was covered. Did you see it? Okay, we'll go see it tomorrow. But yeah, the whole thing was just covered with these eggs. I was like, this is amazing. Like, yeah.
I think they do something like here, they wash the egg or something that takes the protective coating off of the egg. And that's why they have to be refrigerated. There, it's like come out the, well, it's not the chicken that laid the egg. Who laid the egg? The hen? The chicken? Yeah, the hen. When the hen, and they take it in, it's fresh eggs. So they don't have to be refrigerated, right? So that's to let you know that the food is better, the quality of food, and then those prices. For us, it's such a great advantage. Like, I think I was watching you live and you said it costs you $20 to get your hair braided. And and
Get my hair. Yeah, so I got, listen, ladies, I
got the wash, the shampoo, I got the
fresh twist and the style. Back home, this would have cost me at least $160, $150 or whatever. When I was given the total, I was like, everybody get a tip. I'm tipping everybody. Everybody get some of this change because I ain't never experienced nothing like. And the service was amazing, you know, and they're quick. They was like, you know, one of the stylists, Boo Boo. I want to give him a shout out. He told me, he was like, you know, the difference is that, you know, they charge you by the hour, and if they feel like they're gonna do your hair for however many hours, they add extra money. It's like, no, we want you in and out. We want you to have good quality of service. We want your hair to be nice, and we want you to be out so you can enjoy your day. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to mess this up so I can go back again next week.
You have a fresh one for when you go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here was I think it was like 52, US dollars. Whereas, if you go to get braided, you're gonna easily pay over $200 to get your hair braided.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, if not more. They start getting into the micro braids. I know a sister who have she has what they call the sister locks.
Right? Oh yeah,
and she and it's hours. Like, she'll go sit down to get her locks retwisted, and it'll be like a 2-day process, 4 hours one day, and then she'll come back. And when she told me how much she pays to get her hair, those locks retwisted, I was like, man, you might as well cut your hair off and go to get you a fade or something.
Okay, it's definitely much cheaper, but yeah, it's like, I got a nice little cut in there. I was like, man, this place is amazing. So you just realize that, you see the differences and everything, but you see the main difference is quality of care. And quality of care here, whether it's just in the service industry, getting an Uber, everybody's nice, and this is just the environment. This is good quality of care.
Good customer service. Customer service, for sure.
Customer service all the chain in SA.
Yeah, most definitely.
This lady, Pearl Tusi, she said that she was being interviewed by Mac G, who has a podcast in SA. And she has spent some time in the United States. She's like an actress. And they asked her, Mac G asked her, what's it like? Why would you come back to SA when you're in the US? And she was like, the quality, she's like, you could make a lot of money in the US, but the quality of life is much better in South Africa. And I think that's what our South African family, they tell us, oh, you made us fall in love with our country again. I'm telling y'all, there's a propaganda machine that's ran by the United States that'll have you believing that this is the land of milk and honey and everything is great over here. And really, you just work till you die here. You work till you 71 years old, retire, and you dead at 73. Right? That's not life. That's not living. When I see my South African family, man, they out there.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime on a Wednesday, and there's 20 of them sitting at the table. I'm like, man, that's life,
Right.
boy.
Right,
Y'all
right,
enjoying,
exactly.
y'all having a good day, communing with each other. They at somebody's house,
Yeah.
inviting somebody over for a bride and sitting down, and they're outside riding bikes. The guy, our partner saying dinner, every time I'm on his stories on IG, he's somewhere riding a bike. I'm like, it's a grown man with a full-time job and all that, but they have found a way to find a
Yeah.
work-life balance
Yeah.
that we do
Right.
not know anything about. I just told my wife, man, I woke up this morning and even checked my email. It's Saturday. Why am I checking emails?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And it's Juneteenth weekend, and on any weekend we should be liberated from checking
Right.
emails with white man. It should be on Juneteenth.
Exactly.
That is true.
We should be 2 days, at least 2 days behind on checking those emails.
Yeah, like, just like June, we couple of days behind on these emails. It was Juneteenth. That's how we're gonna celebrate. I'll get back to you on Wednesday.
For sure, for sure.
And that's the one thing I always talk to Nikki about is the work-life balance. And that's the one thing that I really admire about the people here. Like, they could really teach us a lot about having a work-life balance, because in America, we work so hard and we work so much, we're tired.
Yeah.
So we don't enjoy the life aspect of it. We don't enjoy just having a leisurely lunch for an extended period of time. It's like, let's eat, we got something to do.
Right.
You know, so just to slow it down and just really enjoy life and not living to work, but working to
It's one of them.
not,
It's one.
not just living to work, because so many people live to work, because that's what America has taught you to do. Like, you know, work, and you know, I'm unsubscribing to that. You know, I much rather, you know, work a little bit so that I can enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Work to live and truly live life to the fullest.
Facts. I'm with you. I am with you.
Yeah.
And then we start feeling guilty. All the hard work we do, we take a vacation and start feeling guilty. Well, maybe I should check in and see. My wife would tell you, I'm all in SA answering emails from people at work and taking phone calls from judges and all this stuff. I'm supposed to be on vacation away.
Right.
And then
Right.
when you start that process, they like, if you don't have a clear boundary between work and life, it just starts to blur. So I'll answer the phone, be like, oh, we know you on vacation, Doc, but you ain't even supposed to say that. You're supposed to act like I ain't on vacation that you don't know. You're supposed to act like you don't know, because now you're just telling me your vacation ain't that important to you, right?
Exactly.
You answer the phone.
Well, yeah.
But
That
that's
part.
the culture. That's the culture. And then when you try to create that work-life balance, you know, it may be frowned upon, you know, by your employer, because that's not the norm. You're expected to be accessible 24/7. And that's in other cultures around the world, that is just not the case. People truly enjoy their lives, and that's where I'm at. I want to make the most of every single day that I have, and I don't want work to be my life.
And I think
it's so,
go ahead, Doc.
it's so hectic. I've had clients who would call me during our sessions and they're in the hospital. You're in a hospital bed. You shouldn't feel obligated to have a session or whatever. You know, I'm a therapist, so you shouldn't feel obligated to meet this requirement because, you know, you set these appointments, you got to show up. You got to show up.
Right.
You know, we got to deprogram. We got a lot of deprogramming we have to do in order to know how to just be human.
And I think COVID really revealed that. You know, like, you know, when people had COVID and people were sick, you know, there were actually teachers in a hospital bed still trying to work, you know, or teach Zoom, and that should not be normalized.
Yeah.
You know, it should be encouraged to take care of yourself.
Right.
So COVID has really revealed these jobs they don't care. You got to care about yourself, and you have to set clear boundaries. You have to set clear boundaries for what's best for you and your well-being,
right?
Mentally and physically.
And we had to start looking at work as a way of a means to an end and not life. So I look at going to work every day now as a part of my plan to liberate myself from ever having to need a job again. Right.
Yes.
Now, I may still continue to work because I think I get some sort of enjoyment out of the work that I do. But it is only now I'm looking at it as income. It's just money to fuel and to build this other life that I'm trying to create, to where working only becomes an option and not an obligation. And we haven't learned, I just think Americans in general haven't learned it, and Black folk definitely haven't learned it, how to look at it. I look at both of my parents retired and still work. My mom was a school teacher, and she taught 40 years. She taught 30 years, retired, and I was maybe a sophomore in college. So I'm the baby. So there's no other children. So she said, I'm gonna go back. And she taught another 10 years, right? And I look at my daddy, he was leaving just now to go to work. And this old man's going out there and cut grass, not because he has to, but because he's been programmed that you work till you die. You don't have any escape from this, you know. So
more that work, like you were saying, work is life.
yeah.
So if I'm not working, what am I doing?
And
you
then
know, it's that big question of like, well, what am I doing?
and identity becomes
right.
your job becomes part of your identity. I'm so and so, I work here, as opposed to I'm just so and so.
And your whole social life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my father just retired, but that's where his social life was.
Right.
At work too.
It's a very strange. Well, we're not gonna hold y'all because we about to get on the road. They got a great Ghanaian restaurant in Houston that we're going to catch called. So we're gonna go out there and get us some jollof. And
I'm going to Cafe Abuja.
Oh no, we're not going to, because your girl are people.
I'm going to both. I'm going to both. Because you talk about oxtail.
Oh yeah. Cafe Abuja got some oxtail.
They got the oxtails.
Yeah, we're about to hit up. We're about to hit a Mojo Market in just a minute. So
yeah.
Remember that. Are y'all far? Are you like really close to there?
Down the street, baby.
Yeah, we could walk there. We could walk there, and I want some Indian food.
Oh, they did have. I think they had a little Ethiopian restaurant in there too, if I'm not mistaken. In that,
probably so.
Probably so. It's some of everything there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do they have some live music acts or anything tonight?
They did yesterday, last night.
This sister was singing. She was singing Anita Baker. She was singing Lauren SWV.
Throwback.
Man, I was in there. I was in between every bite. I was like, she had it going. They had it going on. It was a nice band.
And
but
the whole place was singing with her. I was like, yeah, it was nice.
So
It was a whole vibe.
I know we cutting away, but I do want to just acknowledge real quick. We want to take a moment to really thank all the people that inspired us, including you two, for sharing your life stories with us about South Africa. Definitely real South Africa and Asha these lives. And, I've been practicing this one. It's the unapologetic nomad. Yeah.
Genetically nomadic. Yeah, get him up. That's my dog.
Telling you, I'm a huge fan. I'm a fan.
So we want to thank them because
What you guys are doing is each one teach one through social media, through YouTube. We're learning, we're sponges of everything you do. And I I love and adore you, Brother Aside. Adrian, I'm so glad to see you because it's like, hey girl.
Yeah, I was hoping that you were gonna be here, Adrian, because she's such an extrovert, and I tend to be introverted, and so she will talk to a wall. She does not.
There can't be two. There can't be two.
And I always tell her, I was like, because she, want to start a YouTube channel, and I was like, I'm gonna be the Adrian to your side.
Right. I'm just here.
I would chime in every once in a while.
Yeah, so I know we having a good day with Adrian showing her smile and stuff, and I want to thank you for being you, being transparent and allowing yourself to be just exposed to the world so we can see and learn from you truly, honestly, genuinely, everything that you put out, we're taking in, and we definitely love you for that. And to South Africa, to all our South African family, because we family now. We've been here 3 days. We family. We genuinely love you and admire your resiliency, your ability to push forward through all the adversity that you've gone through, and yet you're still learning. This country is really, really young. Like from the time that they've gone through apartheid to now, man, the advancements that they've able to get to get to this point, it's amazing. It's actually light years ahead of African Americans since Jim Crow. We in Jim Crow 2.0. So what you guys are doing, we encourage you to keep pushing, keep striving, because I mean, I'm telling you, you're gonna have all of Black America up in here.
Yeah, no. So FAC, man, I don't know if we want all of them. I don't know. I got some folks in this. Some of them gotta stay.
I agree with you.
Well, for the most part,
we want a lot.
Right.
We want a lot.
Ghana's there too.
There's other places to go.
The Gambia there too.
y'all so stingy.
But there is a quote and by Marcus Garvey that says that, and I quote this to Adrian all the time, and it is a quote by Marcus Garvey that says that I have no intention of taking all Black folk back to Africa, because some of y'all are no good here, and undoubtedly, that's my word, undoubtedly you'll be no good there. So we're gonna have to pick and choose. We're gonna
yeah.
You, not you.
Yeah. We have a processing center. We're gonna see. Definitely.
There needs to be a panel before the African American panel.
You know what? You brought up Marcus Garvey. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell him part real quick. So we had went to this store, and they had all these bath soaps and everything, and I was like, man, I did. I got all this bath stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna give me a good bath going on. Carla said I smell like incense and Marcus Garvey. I had it smell like the I love it because it's the essence of Africa, the essence of being Black. I was bathing in it. I loved all of it. So
because growing up, I used to go to Pan-African bookstores all the time. My mom would take me, and so every Pan-African bookstore I used to go to had the same scent.
Yeah,
and
it does.
I was drowning in it. It was all over me. I bathed. I took a bath in African essence.
It was a beautiful scent.
But that's something, Carla, because there's a first of all, the depth of the Black bookstore is real, because right now when I was a child, they had about 4 or 5 Black bookstores in New Orleans, and now we have one which is like struggling just to maintain. They've had to switch their business strategy, try to turn itself into a cafe or to event hall or whatever have you, man. But the Black bookstore was like the other center of the community besides the church. It was the kind of the secular center. And I mean, I grew up going to Black bookstores. My daddy going in there to buy, I'm looking right now at a picture on the floor with Dr. King books and all of this type of stuff. People going. So yeah, man, that's something, we got to kind of hold on to that. Well, I don't know if we can, but family, that's it. We got to get on the road.
Okay,
man, I appreciate y'all so much for coming on.
It's so nice meeting you guys.
It was an absolute pleasure. Absolute
pleasure.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you for coming on. And anything to say, baby?
No, thank you. It was lovely meeting you. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good one. Peace.
All right.